Hey there, Grant here again, and I am stoked that you found this video. I'm excited that I get to share with you the things that I do every morning to bring my A game, to raise my energy levels up so that I can just dominate at everything that I do. And obviously you're interested in this too. Now these are three very simplistic things, and I'm going to go over what I do and why they work. Now, full disclosure, I'm not a scientist, okay? I've done some research and I've got a good understanding of why these things work. So if I'm a little off in my explanation or the science isn't 100% the way it's supposed to be, I hope you'll forgive me. The important thing is that these actually work. And if you do these, if you do even one of these, you're gonna see a pretty significant impact in your energy levels. If you're willing to do all three of these things, it's gonna be an absolute game changer. So, what are they? Let's start with the first thing you do we wake up in the morning. I can't tell you how many people that I know that tell me, "Oh, I just don't have the juice, Grant. I'm so tired. I want to get up. I want to be productive, but I didn't sleep well," or whatever the case may be. And the problem most people don't realize is that our body actually interprets dehydration the same way that it interprets fatigue. Now, you've gone 6 to 8 hours without drinking any water. And as you breathe, water escapes, water evaporates from your body all the time. So most of the time, when you wake up and you're still tired in the morning, it's because your body is actually dehydrated. But again, the signals, it interprets the exact same way, so we just assume we must still be tired. So the first thing you need to do in the morning is drink ideally at least 8 ounces of room temperature water. Why room temperature? Well, the body absorbs it better than it does cold water. That's the most simplistic way to approach it. Now, I do know some people that they'll put a little bit of salt, a pinch of salt in their water, maybe even a little bit of lemon juice, because it provides some more minerals and things like that. If you want to go to that level, more power to you. Admittedly, I don't. The water itself is perfectly fine for me. I know that sounds overly simplistic, but most of you are probably not doing that. Ideally, have that water right next to your bedside, so before you even get out of bed, you're drinking it. So, that's the first, and admittedly, the most simplistic of the three. You do that though, and I promise you are going to have more energy. Now, the next thing you do is you need to do some kind of jumping. It sounds a little odd. I actually use a rebounder, which is basically a small trampoline. You can also do jumping jacks. I prefer a rebounder because it's not as hard as on the knees, and I can get more jumps in a shorter period of time. Now, more than just getting your blood pumping or your heart going, it does do that, but that's not the primary reason that I do it. Your body actually has a unique state of water. When we think about states of water, we know that there's solid, there's liquid, and there's gas. That's what we were taught through school, all school. But they recently discovered there's actually a fourth stage of water, and it resides within our bodies. It's called easy water. It's basically water that encompasses the cell. Cells are primarily water anyway, but this is like a protective membrane type thing, if you will, of water. And the cell uses that in order to be healthy, to function properly, and to create energy. So the more easy water your cells have, the better off that they are, and the more energy that they can actually produce. One of the most effective ways to produce easy water is basically the jarring of the body. That's where the jumping comes in. Now, again, like I said, jumping jacks or jumping rope will work. It will work faster, it'll work better, and it'll be less strain on your body if you're willing to use a trampoline. Not an absolute necessity. Like I said, I $50, $75 or so, you can buy a relatively inexpensive rebounder trampoline, and to have a higher level of energy, to me, it's worth every penny 10 times over. There are other fancy tools, boards that you can stand on that'll vibrate. I've never used them, but I don't feel the need to. I'm totally good with the trampoline. I will go down, I'll put on a show, I'll listen to an audiobook. Hell, sometimes I'll play a video game, and just spend at least 10 minutes. 10 minutes on that trampoline. If you can push for 15, 20 is probably closer to ideal, and I usually go about 20 minutes each morning. But if 10 minutes is what you can do, you can hold on to the bar if you want, that's totally fine. Just get your body moving and get that jarring motion. That way the water that you just drank, that 8 ounces of water, has already started to hydrate you. Now you're starting to jar your body a little bit. It's actually creating that easy water that your cells need. Therefore, they can create more energy throughout the course of the day. I mean, scientifically, your body will have more energy. It's not just a perception thing. So the last one is probably the one that most people struggle with. Not because it's physically difficult, it's not very hard to do. There's a mental block here. And that is, once you've done your jumping, you're going to go in and you're going to take a cold shower. Now, I know before you turn me off, stop and just hear me out for 1 second. Now, a lot of people that go, "Whoa, no, I don't want to do that. That sounds awful. I love my warm showers." That's totally fine. You can actually get away with taking a warm shower, providing at least the last 30 seconds of the shower are cold water, as cold as you can get it. If you're willing to go, hardcore and you're just going to do a whole cold shower, that's awesome. More power to you. I will periodically do that. But at very least, the last 30 seconds of your shower needs to be cold water. It needs to hit you in the face and it needs to hit you in the chest. What this does and why it's so beneficial, it's more than it jars you awake. What actually happens is it creates a micro stressor on your body. And your body goes, oh my gosh, something horrible is about to happen. So what does it do? It floods your body with white blood cells. It basically creates things to fight, inflammation, because that micro stressor is what it's called, creates some of this inflammation in your body. It's one of the very few times that inflammation in your body is a good thing in this context. So it releases all these things to fight off whatever this threat is, this perceived threat, and it releases all these amazing things to help fight it off. But now after you've done that for about 30 seconds and you get out of the shower and dry off, the threat goes away. The micro stressor on your body dissipates. However, all the good stuff that it released in order to fight that remain. So now your body is basically primed and pumped for action, because that's what it thought. It thought it was going to have to go into action. It thought it was going to have to fight something. So it has juiced you and it has gotten you ready for that. Now you get to take all of that and you've got to take all those good things, and you've got your cells operating at an optimal level because you've created this easy water. You've actually hydrated your body correctly. Now you are ready to tackle the day. If you're willing to do this, you are going to see profound impacts on what you're capable of. Physically, you're going to be capable of considerably more. Your body is going to be able to go for longer stretches of time. Your focus is going to be operating at a higher and peak level. You are going to bring better energy to every aspect of your life. And energy is the number one ingredient to a high quality life. Pretty much anything that you want to improve, if you bring more energy to that thing, you will see an improvement. So this is not terribly difficult. If you're willing to commit just a couple of minutes, what does it take to drink 8 ounces of water? 30 seconds, 10 to 20 minutes in the trampoline, a 5-minute shower with the last 30 seconds being cold water. If you're willing to commit to that, if you do any one of these, like I said, you're going to see a substantial difference. If you're willing to do all three, it has a compounding effect. It's going to every one of these plays off the other and makes it considerably better and better and better. Now, real fast with the cold shower, a lot of people think, oh, this is going to suck. Yeah, it probably is for the first 3 to 4 days. After 4 days, sometimes after 3, it really isn't that bad anymore. It's still a little bit of a shock, but it's not that bad. You kind of become more accustomed to it. But if you're willing to do this, I would challenge you to take this challenge and do this every day for a week. Wake up, drink your water. If you're willing to invest in a trampoline or a rebounder, great. Otherwise, at least do some jumping jacks or jump rope for 10 to 20 minutes, and then hop in the shower, last 30 seconds, cold water. Do that. Take this challenge and come back to this video and put in the comments the kind of impact that you saw. How did you feel? What was different? Inspire some other people to do the same. Now, if you know other people who could utilize this information, by all means tell them. But go ahead and do us a favor, click the like button. The more people who have an opportunity to see this information, you don't know who you might end up helping. Someone might really need this or I need that extra, little something extra. And this video could help them, so let's make it easier for them to find. Do us a favor, click the like button. If you want some more of this useful information and some of these little tips and tricks and hacks and what have you, because you know that this type of thing can make a profound difference in your life, please, by all means, click the subscribe button if you think there's value in that. But in any event, the one thing we ask you to do is at least try it. At least put yourself out there, and if you're willing to give it a shot for a week. Worst case scenario, I've never seen it not work, but let's pretend you're the one person that it doesn't work on. All you lose is a couple of minutes each day for a week. But what you have to gain is infinitely more beneficial. So again, 8 ounces, room temperature water, jump, ideally on a trampoline or rebounder, but any kind of jumping, because you have to jar the body, will do. Cold shower for at least 30 seconds of the last 30 seconds of your shower need to be cold. You do those things, you're going to bring your A game in a way that you didn't even realize was possible. I hope you got some value out of this video, and we hope to see you in the next one.